What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the lab with another quest build. We're pretty deep on 2K22 next gen thus far, but I had to hop back in the builder and cook y'all up something crazy rare for when season 4 drops. So those of you looking for a new hatch, look no further. Similar to my jack of all trades build, it was the first one ever to find that. I then went and got back in the builder and cooked up a different variation at center. So we're doing the same thing on this build. It's gonna basically be shades of Kevin Durant. So I'm gonna show you how to make the two-way balanced scorer at 6'9" and as a center. You can make this at power forward or small forward, just follow along with the specs, but you're not gonna see another two-way balanced scorer at center. I can almost guarantee you that. So jumping right in, let's make him at center. You're gonna be 6'9", and you're gonna get your weight down to 231. And then get your wingspan to 7'3". We want that block at 94, that's a threshold. And then we're gonna go with the body shape built. These attributes are rather specific, so like I said, follow along to a T. You can try to tinker, and at different heights some of these attributes change a little bit, but so this 6'9" version is going to be extremely specific. We're going to get our close shot to a 74. You cannot go higher than a 79, or it changes it to like a slashing 5. Hot build name, not what we're looking for though. Get your driving layup to an 89. You're not going to want to go higher than that, I believe, as well. And then your driving dunk, get this to an 80. That's going to unlock the silver posterizer, but you can technically get this driving dunk to an 86. And so if you want to drop the weight or increase the wingspan to get those crazy dunks, you can. But on this version, we're going to just cap it at 80. And then your standing dunk, do not go higher than a 79. That also is the badge threshold, but if you put it at an 80, it'll change the name as well. And then your post control, this thing's a monster on the block or against a peanut. We're gonna get it all the way to a 95. It's gonna give us 29 finishing badges. You're gonna get silver limitless takeoff, silver posterizer, and silver rise up, but you're gonna have a lot of nice variations on the badges and can be able to score down low on this build if you do happen to get matched up against a peanut. And 29 overall finishing badges is a nice number for me. Shooting wise, you're gonna get your midi to an 82. Don't go higher than that or change the name. And then your 3-ball to an 81. And then your free throw, we're gonna get this to an 89. There's some extra attributes at the end, but ultimately it's gonna funnel into the free throw at an 89. So you're gonna be on the line in late game situations in crunch time, and you're gonna be able to knock free throws down for your team at the rec. But 25 shooting badges, don't go higher than the 82 midi, which is usually the threshold for these rare names. But you're gonna get that Hall of Fame sniper, obviously, and that Hall of Fame fade ace is really nice on this build. Like I said, Kevin Durant, you're gonna kind of be a small ball 5 in a sense, and then 25 shooting badges, you're gonna be able to really stretch the floor and play 5-out basketball if that's what you want to do. So for playmaking, the only, I guess, somewhat kicker on this build is your pass accuracy cannot get higher than like a 66. If you take it to a 67 or higher, it changes the name. So we're gonna get that to a 65. At 6'9", that's the badge threshold, and it unlocks bailout on bronze. So technically, for those of you looking to make more plays for your teammates, this might not be the perfect build for that, but a 65 pass accuracy with bailout and bullet passer on bronze with needle threader is gonna be fine for those just making the simple pass. You don't necessarily want to be diming up and dotting your teammates. You don't got a glick on you. But we are going to get our ball handle to a 75, and then our speed with ball max that out to a 66. That's the threshold. So you're going to have 16 playmaking, a lot of silver variation on this, gold downhill, but ultimately this build is a scorer, and Kevin Durant is not necessarily the #1 playmaker for his team. And then when you go to college or you rebirth this, you can put +4 on your playmaking to get that to an even 20. That's a nice solid number. But ultimately, I think it does the job what it needs to do with playmaking. You don't actually punt anything. And I played on a pass accuracy with 65 with those bronze badges, and it's fine. You just can't necessarily force every pass you want to do. Defensively, this thing's kind of a perimeter monster though. Interior defense, we're going to get this to a 70. It's the badge threshold 69, but we're going to get that to a 70 to unlock the post lockdown on bronze, just so in case if you are making this as center, you do want to kind of try to body up them bigs, because you will probably get matched up on some paint beasts. And then your perimeter defense, get this to a 78. And then your steelies, get this to a 76. If you're making this at 6'7 or 6'8, you can actually, you don't put your perimeter defense to a 78, or it'll change it to a perimeter defender or perimeter lockdown, but you can up your steelies higher than a 76 to get to that next badge threshold. Just FYI if you guys want to tinker with the height and weight. And then your block, man, this thing just chases everything down. It's a freak. It's long, it's freaky. 94, max that out. And then defense rebounds, I guess the only other kicker, so to speak, besides pass accuracy is defensive rebounds. You can only get this to a 68. You can't go up to a 71. I think you can get it to 69, maybe even a 70. But if you do change pass accuracy or rebounds, it'll change it to like a well-rounded guard or well-rounded big. So we're going to get our defense rebounds to a 68. That is going to give us 21 defensive badges. But again, you can lock up on the perimeter, you can hold your own down low, and you're going to get crazy blocks on this build, trust. And 21 total badges is going to be great to allocate depending on your role within your squad. And then physically, this thing's a freak. Speed and acceleration max out 73, 70. Your strength's going to get to a 60 on this version. You're going to max out our vertical to an 85, and then put the rest on stamina to 85 as well. Again, if you make this lighter, you can be faster, you can get higher speed with ball, and you can get a higher driving dunk. But if you are playing at the 4 or 5, you can be a little bit heavier, get that strength to a 60, keep an 85 vert, and be a freak. Like I said, this is kind of a Kevin Durant, sort of a Giannis type build. Those Thon Maker, now I'm just throwing out crazy names. But yeah, this is a nice build overall. 29 finishing, 25 shooting, 16 playmaking, 21 defense. If your team needs another scorer, or if you're looking for a new hatch that wants to be that dude, this might be that build that you got to hop on, because it's going to be extremely rare. No one's bringing this to the city. You're going to be able to dominate. And then takeovers, depending on your height and position, some of the takeovers do change, but this is a real crazy post-up build. So we're going to go advanced post moves, and then stuff blocks or whatever. And there you have it. You're going to get the name two-way balanced scorer at center. Anthony Davis would be another name that I would throw in this tree. This is a crazy build, y'all. It's super duper rare. Like I said, you can make this at 6'9" at shooting guard. That's going to be the version that I'm running on for season 4. But yeah, this thing, you're just not going to run into one at center. I guarantee it, pretty much. So if you like this build, let me know in the comments if you think this build would absolutely dominate or not. Call me out on my BS. But you know what time it is. We're back. Quest Sparrow.